Rather have what working? Your ETH?
Yeah, this whatever this 3,100 is here.
Okay. So you've got $3,100 sitting there in your wallet right now, and you obviously want to, rather than it just sitting there dead, not doing anything for you, you want to put it to use and actually start making money with it, correct? Okay. So which pool do you want to get into? So you've got ETH in there. You've got around $2,100 worth of ETH, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have around 700 of Solana still? Okay. So, I mean, to get into it right now, you can obviously get into a Solana and ETH pool and, provide liquidity for that. So let's look at the pools tab. Put in ETH in the search tokens. There it is. There's the pool you can get into. There's only one of them in there, so click on that. Now choose your custom range. And you said the correlation between these two was good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay, good. All right, so make your range maybe about 15% on one side, 15% on the other side, which will give you a tight enough range where you'll actually be making a lot more money than just a full range. But bear in mind, you gotta make sure you're always staying in range, otherwise you're not making any money. So your job now, once a week, once every 3 days, come in here and over like a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute period having coffee, just make sure you're still in range. As long as you're still in range, boom, you're making money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, because you only have $700 worth of Solana right now, there's two ways you can do this. If you're doing a 50-50 pool distribution, you'll only be allowed to put in another $700 worth of ETH. If you want to put in more, which you definitely can, you're going to have to transfer or swap some of your ETH to Solana. You can do that right now in Phantom directly. You actually won't be able to do that through Orca itself because Orca doesn't allow us to trade and swap, but it does allow you to be liquidity providers. Orca is based out of, I don't know which country, man, Japan or some shit.
Yeah, I saw that. I loaded it on my phone and it says.
Yeah. They don't allow it in America.
Yeah. Do you use your phone to do this?
No, man. I keep everything off my phones. The last thing I want to do is keep anything on my phone. I use a completely different browser. I don't even use the same browser that I use. Like, I use Firefox for all my internet daily activities. Whenever I'm doing anything related to crypto, I'm using only my Google Chrome. So I use Google Chrome specifically for all my crypto activities. This is one extra layer of security that will allow you to stay safer in this field, number one. Number two, if you want to be even more secure, which I haven't done yet, but I do advise my students to do it, is if they're starting completely fresh, I tell them to use a freaking completely wiped new laptop for all their DeFi activities. And only that. Don't use it for anything else, because the more you fuck around and the more you're going all over the place, you are more apt to get some type of a virus and all that kind of stuff. And a virus can then get into your DeFi wallet. There could be some Trojan freaking scams and, those things that get in, and all of a sudden you've exposed yourself unnecessarily. The phone shit, I don't want anything to do with on my phone. I do, okay, I take it back. I do have another phone, not my main phone. I have another phone that is specifically, it was wiped clean, everything was wiped clean on it, that I keep specifically for my crypto activities. But I don't roam around with that thing. I don't want to lose it. I just don't want my phone to be lost with all my crypto shit on there. So I have no crypto stuff on my phone. The only thing I have on my phone crypto related is charts and, coin market cap and bubbles and stuff like that.
All right, man.
Cool?
Yeah, so those were my questions.
All right, make sense?
Yep. I think I'm good to go.
All right.
Still made $20. Made like $10 since we started talking.
So okay. So you've made $10 since we've just been talking right now.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, you went out of range, but you made $25 in how long?
Probably 45 minutes.
Dude, I love this, man. Like when we first started doing this with that whole guard, BUSD, and Night and all that stuff, that was good too. Don't get me wrong. What I didn't like about that was we were earning our crypto. What we were doing was earning providing liquidity, but we were earning crypto in a completely different asset. We were earning that night token. And that night token was just tanking in price.
Yeah, it went to nothing. Yeah.
So as we're earning in something that's just dropping in value, are we really earning anything? We're not really freaking earning anything then. But now things have changed, and now how I show people this and where I direct them to is, look, forget about earning like the native token of the DEX, because now all of a sudden, like for example, PancakeSwap is another DEX that I provide liquidity for. And if you provide liquidity, you earn more cake, which is fine. And cake has the potential to also increase in value, but it's also depreciating a lot of the times when you're watching it. What I love about this is the fact that now I'm providing liquidity for cryptos that I actually believe in, that I want to keep long term, and I'm able to earn more of them. Without fucking trading, without doing any type of mining, without doing any type of expensive equipment stuff, just pure knowledge allows you to earn more of that crypto. And the nice thing also, Jason, is this. A lot of the times, even when the value of the cryptos are dropping, we're still earning more of that crypto. So if you believe in it long term, when the tide changes and the cycle starts to change again and starts to go up, well, guess what? Someone who's not providing liquidity, all else being equal, if I bought $5,000 and put it into a liquidity pool, and you bought 5,000 of the same crypto, and it dropped in value, and let's say it dropped to 3,000. Well, first of all, mine won't drop to 3,000. I'll probably be at a value of around 3,500, 3,600. Where's that additional 500, 600 coming from? Well, the passive income fees that I generated, number one. Number two, as long as I'm maintaining and managing my positions, if I take that $500 and $600, I can go and spend money on it. I could go to dinner and I can do all that bullshit. Or what I teach my students is, listen, take that 500 and 600, buy more of that crypto because you believed in it long term anyway. And guess what? You're going to buy more units of it because the value dropped. So now, let's say we're down to that 3,000 figure. You're down to 3,000. I'm down to 3,600. And then that crypto found its bottom. And now it starts to rise back up. Well, guess what? By the time you get back to your 5,000 position, I will be way higher than you because I started with now more crypto than you did. Because I took that $500, $600 worth of passive income and bought more of that crypto. So if you had 10 units, by the time that this starts to come back up, I might have 11.25 units. Make sense?
Do you do that manually?
Yeah, man. You come in here and you harvest.
You just harvest and then you buy more.
Yeah, and then you just buy more of that. So basically you harvest, and if you do it nicely and if you time it nicely, here's how you can do it. You harvest and then very quickly, right away, redeploy that into your pool. Why you want to do it right away is because at the time that you harvest your funds, you're going to harvest and collect them in the same ratio that your pool is kind of currently at, so that you can put it right back in, and rather than having to swap one for another. Make sense?
Right.
Yeah, because you always wanted to put it back in at the same ratio. You have to make sure the ratios are correct.
Right. Okay.
Dig?
I dig it. This one.
Look at that, dude. Fucking
This one's going nuts.
going bananas. $12 while we were just sitting here talking.
Yep.
I love it, dude. I love it. Now, just bear in mind, yes, the $12 sounds amazing. But don't forget, if your position is being converted into FWOG and FWOG's dropping in value too fast, you have to figure out, is it dropping in value faster than the amount that you're actually earning in income? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of earning $12 if your starting balance dropped by freaking $500? This is why it's important to
Pay attention to your balance.
Yeah, you want to pay attention to your value. Don't get enamored with just the yield. because that will get you in trouble. Just paying attention to yield is not the way to do it. You gotta look at the whole picture, and there's ways to figure it out. And this is kind of what I do with my clients, and this is why we track this stuff. You got to track it. So now you definitely need to track this, meaning you need to create yourself a spreadsheet. I have one, actually. I'll send it to you. I have one that I use, and I keep a track of my starting balance, and then I keep track of all the passive income that I generated. And it automatically, like, it's a tracker that I created because there isn't a tracker like this in the fucking market, to be honest with you. No one's out there giving these trackers because DeFi is still such a small niche. Only 0.06% of the world knows how to do this. So I had to develop my own tracker to figure out, okay, listen, I want to keep track of my passive income that I'm generating, but I also need to keep track of my balance. Like, what's the total value of all my money? I don't care if I'm earning 600% if the freaking value of everything is dropping by too much. So this is where you got to find that right balance. And this is what I'm saying, a little bit of management. This is about as fucking passive as it gets and as autopilot as it gets, but there is a little bit of management that you do have to do if you want to do this like a sophisticated investor, rather than if you just want to gamble and 600%, 1,000%, oh my god, yeah, cool, I'm making a shitload of money. No, you'll lose. You do need to manage this. So definitely keep, and then here's what I was saying. Keep a track. You've got 3 positions now, okay? Keep a track of your balance on each one of these positions, as well as the passive income that you've generated on there, okay? So that when the time comes in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks, let's say you have another $1,000 or $2,000 that you want to deploy, well, what are you going to do? Which one will you deploy it in? You'll deploy it in the one that you already did some research on and found that, oh shit, I got into these 3 positions at the same time, but look at this freaking position. This position's not only generating me more passive income, but the overall value of it is increasing as well. Well, I have another $1,000. Fuck it, I'm going to put it in this one.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, my man. Awesome, man. Awesome.
Email that spreadsheet. That would be helpful.
All right, cool, man. Awesome session, my man. Later.
Okay.